Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and with a destination wedding coming up soon, I thought it would be the perfect time for me to tell you some of my travel hacks on how I get all of my camera gear and clothes to the destination. Run the intro. If it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into a paycheck whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. To date, I've done about 8 destination weddings, and over the time I've learned a couple of things that really helped me to maximize my ability to bring my gear and also give my body a bit of a break. I don't know if you guys have ever traveled with a lot of camera equipment before, but it's a lot of equipment to try to fit inside of your bags and hold on your back, and it's just difficult. So with this video, I'm gonna show you all the different ways that I was able to figure out how to make this all work for you. So you are gonna need 4 things to make this all work. The first thing you're gonna need is a full-size travel bag. One that you're gonna be putting things in and you're gonna be checking under the plane. So it's not gonna be in your overhead or on your back or anything, you're checking it under the plane. The other thing you're gonna need is an overhead travel case that you will keep with you the entire time. And this one is probably the most important one because this is where you're gonna put a lot of your gear. The third thing you're gonna need is a backpack. And this is what you're gonna use to carry some of your most essential pieces of equipment, as well as a few other knickknacks that you're gonna need. And then you're gonna need some type of sling bag. And honestly, this is one of the biggest cheat codes of traveling. So if you don't have one already, get one. So the number one rule I'm gonna tell you guys is never ever check any equipment that you need to get the job done. So things like cameras, lenses, batteries, those kind of things that are absolutely essential to get the job done, you need to always have on you. So either on your back or in your travel size case. Never ever, ever check lenses or the camera body either, because I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but the way these guys handle bags at the airport, all it's gonna take is one guy to just toss your bag like it's nothing, and you're gonna get to your destination and everything's broken. And if you guys didn't know already, it's actually illegal to check any batteries under the plane. So whether it's AA, AAA, V-mount batteries, whatever, like you're not allowed to check those under the plane. You always have to have them on your carry-on. So that's something to always remember as well. So just to reiterate, your travel case or your backpack should hold things like your camera body, lenses, hard drives, batteries, maybe your gimbal, and of course something like your laptop or tablet or whatever you're gonna be using. These things are absolutely essential for you to get the job done. So ensure they are with you in your travel case, and your backpack is gonna be the #1 mission for this entire thing. Make sure you have these things with you. So let's start with the overhead travel case and how we pack that. So personally, I like to pack all the heavy things in the carry-on suitcase, mainly because it has wheels. Put a couple of clothes in there first. You guys can see a little bit of my drip. And that just gives us a little bit of cushioning. So the next thing I want to do is just put my stuff in the bag the best way that I feel that they fit. So first thing is we'll put these batteries in. Actually put the batteries over here like this. Take a couple more batteries and hard drives. Just place them where I feel like they'll be safe. Another battery and hard drive. Let's fit it in there. Let's put this one over here like this. So yeah, that's pretty good. Then I have a couple more batteries here that I'm gonna throw in. These ones are just for my monitor, and these ones are for the Komodo. Slide those in somewhere. And then this is the power cable for the Komodo. So I'll take this and find a little spot in there as well. And this is just another cable, power cable. And this is the charger for my V-mount batteries that I definitely gotta bring. Keep that there. And just another cable for this guy. So we take all these things, place them in there nice and neatly so they're not really moving around anywhere. And then the most important part is to pack clothes on top of everything so they're not moving around. So let's do that next. Another pair of shorts. Put a bunch of t-shirts in here. Put a few more shirts. I know that there's better ways of packing your bag, but that's not what this is all about. This is about getting your equipment in with your clothes to the destination. So take a couple more pants here. And to be honest with you guys, I'm a very light traveler. I don't carry a bunch of clothes and stuff. It's not my thing, but I do bring enough. Now, usually there's always an all white party when you go to destination weddings. So bring a pair of white pants and a white shirt, white shoes, you're good. So you guys can see here, it's packing pretty nicely. You guys like my swim shorts? These nice blue ones. A couple of my favorite. And one more pair of swimming shorts. Make sure everything's in there nicely. Then what I do last is take my socks and underwear and just try to fill any places where there's gaps. So like right here, there's a little gap. Up here, there's also a little gap. Try and put that there just so it doesn't move around at all. So that's good. And then I'll just check over here. So a little gap here. Put the socks in there. Another pair of boxers in here. Let's see where else. Yeah, another gap here. Stuff that in there. So that's looking pretty good. Just look for any more gaps. So I found another gap right here. I'm gonna fill that with even more socks and underwear. Let's fill that gap with some socks. So far we're looking pretty good. Now this is just a life tip, guys. Wherever you're going, especially if it's a destination or somewhere where it's nice and hot, where you're probably gonna be in and out of the water or a pool or something, always pack extra underwear. If you're going for 5 days, pack 10, pack 12. Just have a lot at hand that you can get at any time. All right, so that looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is zip everything up to make sure it closes. And this one's ready to go. And like I said, this stays with you at all times. Now let's look at this backpack. I personally use the Wander Provoke backpack, and honestly I love it. I've been using it for years and it's held up amazingly, and I strongly recommend it for anybody that has to transport camera equipment. It can hold a ton of camera equipment and also gives you the ability to actually pack some clothes as well. Now for me, I like to keep the most important items, like I said, that I know I'm gonna need and that I need to be safe in here. So this is where I'll put things like my lenses. So I'm gonna put my 50 to 100 millimeter in here. I'm gonna grab my 18 to 35, throw that in there. The Komodo body, I'm gonna put that in here as well. And this is why I love this bag, because everything fits. And then the things I'm gonna bring with this is just the handle for the Komodo, the side handle for it as well, and some batteries. So I'll keep some batteries in here just for whatever reason that something happens and I need to get access to these batteries. I have them right here with me. A light, and I use the Aperture MC. I love this light. Keep that in there. And then just a bunch of cables. So there's a couple SDI cables. There is the Komodo control cables, a few more SDI cables, and a Limo to DTAP cable. So I'll keep all of these, and I'll just put these somewhere nice up in here. And one of these little power bricks. So this is to charge your phone, do whatever once you get to the hotel. A couple other things that I'm gonna try and hold in this bag is just some audio. So this is my mic from Rode, the NTG4 Plus, and the Wind Muff. And this is my monitor. I know I saw fanciness in the case here, but it's actually the Small HD Indy 7. I'm gonna also throw that in here. So this bag has a ton more space, but I'm not gonna overload it because this is the one that's gonna be on my back most of the time and it doesn't have any wheels. So I'm just gonna add a few more items to it that I know that I'm gonna need. So this is gonna be all my audio equipment. So this is gonna have my lav mics, my XLR cables, there's a few batteries and things like that, a couple other connection cables. So this is very important as well. And if I don't have this, I pretty much don't have any audio for the day that I can connect to any soundboard. So I definitely want to keep this somewhere close. and it's pretty lightweight, so I'm going to throw this in this bag as well. This is just a little light modifier that's used with the Aperture MC, so it just diffuses it a bit. I'll keep that. This is my plate for my Komodo, so this is what I would put on my tripod. This is not like super necessary, but I like to have it and keep it just in case. This is the monitor mount, so this is what I put onto the camera and holds my monitor, so I definitely want to keep that close. This is just another SDI cable. This is a magic arm. Never can go wrong with a small little magic arm. Throw both of these actually in this pocket. And then this is a card reader. So this is my other Komodo card. I'm actually gonna throw that in the camera. And let's just throw this inside here as well. So, boom. Then all I gotta do is zip this up and zip this up. And we'll zip this up. And then finally, and this is where I will put my laptop, but I'm having a little problems right now with Apple sending me my M1 Pro, so I'm without a laptop right now. So close that up. And that's ready to go. Now let's look at the bag that we're gonna check. All right, so this is where it gets a little difficult because we have to remove the tripod head in order to fit the tripod into the suitcase. So let's undo this. Fold up the legs, nice. Fit that in diagonally, and it should fit. Let's put it on this side. Yep, just barely fits. Perfect. I'm gonna take the head, screw this back on so it doesn't go missing. I'm gonna make sure the head fits in here. Perfect. The other thing I'm going to do is remove anything that I know I'm not going to be using. So this little phone holder is not going to come. Take that out. This little plate, not going to come. The Raven eye, not going to come. Got a couple more plates here. A couple more things here, just not going to make it. There's a bunch of cables and plates in here. I might actually leave the cables and plates. Or just the plates in here. Yeah, I'll keep those in there. That's fine. So I have a few counterweights in here. I think I will keep those in. This looks like another plate. Not gonna bring that. And really what I'm trying to do is just remove anything that I know I'm not gonna be using. I'm not gonna be using this, whatever it is. And then in here, there's just a bunch of other cables that I think I will keep. And I'm gonna try and fit this inside here as well. So let's see if this fits right here. Perfect. Perfect. So great. Those are the major items that I know I also wanted to bring. And then we're going to do what we did with the other bags, and we're going to fill this with a bunch of clothes so that things are not moving around too much. So let's do that right now. And a few more shirts. So pretty much like before, wherever you find a little space, you want to try and stuff it with clothes. That includes socks as well. So any little crevice, just stuff it with something. And then finally, just put a few more pieces of clothing right over everything. And that's just to give it some cushioning. If you guys don't have any of these bags, I would strongly suggest getting some. They just hold your toiletries, so like your toothbrush, deodorant, all that kind of stuff. And it makes it nice and simple to tuck them right into your bag and keep them safe, and things won't leak and make a mess and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good to have those in there. The trick here is to not bring full bottles. So like your shampoos, your body wash and stuff like that, try and bring ones that you've been using already and maybe that they're halfway or a little bit less, and use those instead. Because when it comes to weighing your suitcase when you get to the airport, every little ounce counts. So especially when you're bringing equipment. The only other thing that you wanna add now are your shoes. I like to take one pair of slippers. 90% of the time, this is what I'm gonna be wearing anyways. This is my slippers, one pair of white shoes, and then I'll wear a pair of black shoes to go down there. The last thing I think I'm gonna add to this suitcase is just my Aperture 100D light, and this is ready to go. I'm gonna have to make sure that it meets the weight requirements, and if it does, we are good to go. So I just thought of something. One other thing I'm gonna be doing just to be super safe, I'm gonna take these bags and toss them in a plastic bag and just tie that bag up. So just in case, for whatever reason, they do decide to break or whatever, at least they're in a plastic bag and everything else in here is safe. The last thing I'll have to do is just weigh this, make sure that it's under 50 pounds, and we're good to go. All right, so the final thing that you want to have is your sling bag. So it doesn't really matter which one you have, just make sure you have one. But this is the one that I rock with. And some of the things that I'll put in here is, of course, my passport. Never, ever forget your passport. It's one of the most annoying things when you forget that. I like to take some cash on hand, and depending on where you go, they always like American dollars, so go to the bank, switch it over to American dollars. I always keep an iPhone charger on me. Like, you're not gonna catch me without this. Pack of gum, because you don't want to smell funky. We are still living in the COVID time, so a little bit of hand sanitizer. The other things I have in there is my AirPods. So yeah, AirPods are important. Definitely want to have these. And just a little bit of lotion, because you know, dudes get dry. You gotta keep your hands nice and lubricated. I'll also keep a power pack. So this is in case there's like no outlets or anything around. You still need to charge your phone or your, I don't know, your iPad or whatever. You always have some juice here. So I keep one of these in there. The other thing I'll keep in there is my wallet. So you already know what that's about. If you run out of cash, you need a credit card or something, at least you have access to that. My house keys with Apple AirTag. So if this bag goes missing, still could find it. The other thing I have in there is another USB-C cable. This one's kind of long, but I'll keep a USB-C cable with another power brick so that I can charge my iPad. And finally, my phone. I use the iPhone Max Pro 13 and I keep it in my sling bag. Now that's a lot of stuff, but like you guys can see, it packs really well, and you just throw this over your shoulder and you can walk all the way through security, the airport, wherever, with this bag on your back. And as you guys can see, it can hold a ton of additional things. So it's always a good idea to keep one of these on you. One other quick tip that I'll tell you guys, I think I heard from Peter McKinnon back when he was still broke and, you know, flying like regular people, but when you get to the final boarding area where you sit down and you're ready to get on the plane, and you know how they call you in sections, so it's like this part, that part, blah, 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 blah. The trick is to go up to the person at the front desk and just be like, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 make some small talk, whatever, and just be like, look, I have a ton of heavy camera equipment with me and I'm gonna have to have some overhead space. So I was wondering if it would be okay for me and my team to just come on with the first set of people so that we can ensure that we get that overhead space. And literally every single time I ask this, they're like, yeah, no problem, yeah. When we call the first people, just come on. And then you get on the plane, you get overhead space, you get in your seat and you can just chill. It's absolutely wonderful. So I mean, if you follow these travel hacks, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. You're gonna ensure that you get the job done, and you're also gonna maximize the amount of equipment that you can bring with you. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope that this helped you in some way. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And always remember, guys, to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.